Hey everybody, it's Rebecca from Devour Dinner and welcome to my studio. You guys, happy Sunday. I'm so excited to have you here. And as we're waiting for people to connect and get on, I'm going to drop the link for the recipe right in the comments for you guys so that we will have that. Oh, wrong link, but we got that one too. There we go. All right, I see we have a couple of people on. So welcome. It looks like Gail is inviting those from Instapot 101, the Instapot 101 family. So we're going to wait just a minute for them to join us today. But I'm excited to have you guys here. Welcome. Please say hello in the comments. Tell me where you're from, what the weather's like, all that good stuff. I love to hear it. Hi, Peggy. How are you from Arkansas? I love it. So many familiar faces start jumping on. Hey, Heather. Heather's from California. I love it. I'm excited to be here today. It is a blistery, cold day where I live. Massive winds, lots of snow. It's like pretty crazy. So it's fun to be live. Hi, Kathy. How are you? Let's get this party started. I'm all about that, Kathy. Let's get this party started. I'm just waiting to hear back from Gail. She's inviting the Instapot 101 family, and we love to have them join us. So I wait until I get the go-ahead from her before I start. But our numbers are growing. Hi, Eileen. How are you? Kathy, are you cheering for the Chiefs? That's what I'm guessing. Hi, Kim. Hello from Michigan. Eileen, you're from Washington. Gray skies there in Washington, I bet. It's like chilly cold here, like freezing. The wind just takes it right out of you. It is crazy. All right, I just got the thumbs up from Gail. Let's get this party started today, you guys. Happy Sunday. Today we're going to be making a really fun recipe for egg bites. You guys hear about it a lot. If you're new to the Instapot community, you're going to hear it a lot of like the Starbucks egg bites and how do you make them and what goes into them. And that's what we're going to make today. So in this recipe, it calls for the little tiny pieces of ham bites, mozzarella cheese, cottage cheese, a little bit of heavy cream, salt and pepper, and eggs. And that's it. This is a real super simple recipe that we're going to get started. You do need an accessory. You need an egg bite accessory. That's super, super important. And you can pick these up like at Walmart or at Amazon. They're really fairly inexpensive. I think I got this for about $8 or $9. And it's silicone. It goes in your dishwasher. It washes great. It's awesome. So that's what we're going to make today. We're going to go ahead. Now, I like to mix this up in a mason jar. Kind of a little bit different, but then I blend it in my blender. And my blender attachment, the regular bottom, fits right onto a mason jar. And it works out super, super handy. So we're just going to go ahead and get started. So the first thing I'm going to do, let's crack those eggs. All right, as we're kind of waiting and talking, I want to hear what kind of egg bites you guys like. Today we're making ham and cheese. What other combinations of egg bites do you like? I want to hear in the comments. So this recipe takes 4 eggs. And then it takes a half of a cup of cottage cheese. And then it takes some heavy cream. Now you could also use some half and half, but again, you don't want to use a regular milk because you need the fat content so that it doesn't curdle. Okay, and then I'm just going to add some salt and pepper because you need a little bit of salt and pepper. I'm using Redmond salt, and they're garlic pepper that I love. And then we're just going to put the top on, or the bottom. Screw it on tight, flip it over. I'm going to put it in my blender here, and we're just going to beat it on low for like 15 seconds is all. We just want to mix everything up. All right, and that's it. Go ahead and flip that over and get this blender out of the way because we don't need that. All right, now this is the kind of fun thing that I have to show you guys today. This is a product called the Ergo Spout. And what it is it fits onto mason jars, and it'll turn any of your mason jars into a pourable spout. And it just screws on. They come in different colors. I've got a red one. Here's a white one as well. They're super fun, and they just turn everything into a pourable spout, which is why I like to mix my egg bites up in my mason jar. So to get our egg bite molds ready, I first need to brush it with some butter because we want to make sure that those egg bites come out nice and smooth. So I'm just going to take some butter and I'm just going to paint the inside, making sure that I get everything covered. Now, all of you who are leaving me your favorite egg bites, I'm going to come back and we're going to talk about them. And I'm going to answer your questions. So don't hesitate to put any of your questions in the comments. This recipe is going to cook for 10 minutes, and then it will have a 5-minute natural release. So we have plenty of time today to ask questions. All right. I think I've got all of these covered, super important. All right, the next thing that we're gonna do is I'm gonna put a little bit of ham and a little bit of cheese into each one of these molds. So I'm just doing like a little teaspoon of ham bits. In fact, I can go top down and kind of show you guys what this looks like. So it's not a lot, it's just a little teaspoonful into each one of these molds. Let's go top down. It's a little dark, but you can see just a little bit in the bottom of each one. And then I'm just going to do the same thing with a little bit of mozzarella. Now, of course, you could substitute the mozzarella for a cheddar if you like. You can do any kind of cheese. A Swiss is also really good in this. And there you go. All right, so now we have both of those in our little egg bite molds, and now I'm just going to pour. And we want each of these egg bite molds to be about 3/4 of the way full. Let's pull this side view camera in really quick, and you guys can see what I'm doing on the side. There we go. So I'm just filling this up about 3/4 of the way full. Just top that one off, and we're done. All right, now here's the trick. Take your spoon and just give it a little gentle stir. What you're doing is you're just lifting those ham bites off the bottom, just so they don't get stuck and settle there. So just a little stir to kind of lift those up, get those coated in the egg mixture. All right, and then take a piece of foil and cover the top. We're going to be using a trivet for this recipe. So the trivet came with your pressure cooker. It's the one with the little small feet. We're going to gently put that on top. And we're going to pull this over so you guys can see what's going on here. All right, here we go. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to add a cup of water. We need the water in the bottom of our pressure cooker so that it will build up steam. And then we're going to lift this down in. And we're going to put our lid on. We're going to close the valve. And we're going to set it. So for this recipe, we're going to pressure cook. Oh, let's go a little higher there. We're going to press pressure cook, and we're going to use the plus or the minus keys to get it up to 10 minutes. Once it reaches that 10-minute mark, the pressure cooker will beep at us and will let us know that it's accepted the reading, and it's going to start its process. Now today I'm using the multi-pot by Milthy is what I'm using. So now's the time to kind of clean your workstation, get some of these things out of the way. And let's answer questions. Oh my gosh, you guys are awesome. Oh, I got a lot of questions to go for. All right. Hello, Sammy. Hello, Elizabeth from New Jersey. It's 60. Oh, it's warm there compared to here. Hello, Kathy from Ohio. Peggy, hello. Timothy, hello from Toledo. It's your second week watching. Welcome back, Timothy. I love it. Thanks for coming back. Sammy's here cheering on our team. I love it. Hi from rainy, snowy central Indiana. Teresa's here from Utah. High 50s here, says Heather. Heather loves these egg bites. They're wonderful. Peggy says she's dying to try them. And then we've got people who want ham and cheese, bacon and eggs, sausage, peppers, mushrooms. Okay, the sausage, peppers, and mushrooms, I've tried that. Oh, it's so good. And did you guys know you can freeze these? You totally can. So after they cool down, cover them and seal them in a container or in a plastic bag. Seal them individually so that you can pull them out to thaw them. And the easiest I have found is to let them thaw naturally and then just warm them up quickly in the microwave once they've thawed. And they're perfect for a morning snack or even just some protein after, you've exercised or, a mid-afternoon snack when you just need a little something, a little pick-me-up. Bacon, cheddar, green pepper. I love it. Timothy says, I like to use feta cheese. I love feta cheese. Oh, with black olives. That would be so good. Hi, Trisha. Trisha's from Indiana. Bacon, cheese, green pepper is my favorite, says Ginger. Peggy's asking, can you use ricotta? I don't care for cottage cheese. Guess what? You can. You totally can. In this recipe where the cottage cheese is blended up, you may not notice that the cottage cheese is in there because it's gone smooth. So it's no longer that texture, and a lot of times it's the texture people don't like, but you can substitute for ricotta and you'd be just fine. Kathy's asking how much heavy cream. 1/4 cup of heavy cream, Kathy. Emily says, wow, I love your studio. It's beautiful. Thank you, Emily. It is new. This is my second week live in the new studio, and I'm loving it. I'm absolutely loving having a place for all of the equipment that goes on, and it's just been fabulous. Joanne from Spokane, hello. Peggy says, I don't have a blender. A hand mixer will have to do. Peggy, you can use a hand mixer. You actually, it doesn't have to be smooth. I just prefer it to be smooth because of that texture in it. And so I blend it up. But you could whisk your eggs and then fold in the other ingredients. I mean, you'd be fine. Just understand that you will see those pieces of cottage cheese, where in this recipe that I'm doing where it's blended, you won't. But you can absolutely do that. Okay, Heather says, I need one. The pourable spout. Awesome. All right, in the very top comment, I put a link. These are called Ergo spouts. And you guys know I always have a discount code. If you use code Devour Dinner, one word, you're going to get a discount. Kind of fun. They come in different colors. Here's the red one and the white one. Let me go side view. Maybe you can see these a little better. Here we go. They are dishwasher safe. They do have a rubber gasket underneath that does come out. And these do pull apart for cleaning if you want to do that. You just have to put that back in. But they're super handy. And they fit on any of the regular mouth jars. They are coming out with a wide mouth, but I don't know when those will be available. Probably not for another few months, I'm guessing. These were part of a Kickstarter, which is super fun. And I don't know if Kate is on here today. Kate is the owner of the Ergo Spouts. And she designed and created those. So let's see. Trisha said, what is that called? It's called Ergo Spout. ERGO-SPOUT. I'll put another link in the comments for you guys with the discount code if you're interested. There you go. Perfect. All right, so that code is there. You order it direct from the company with my code that way. Gail is asking, where's Mickey? Have you guys spotted the hidden Mickey yet in my studio? I'm a total Disney lover. Love everything Disney. Love going to the parks. Love cruising Disney. We love it all. There is a hidden Mickey in the set. Let me know if you can find it. It's kind of fun. Heather, you're not supposed to tell. Hey, Chris, how are you? How long do the egg bites last in the fridge or the freezer? I can meal prep, thaw, and defrost. That's a great question, Heather. So the egg bite mold holds 7 or 8, I think, egg bites. I leave them in the fridge 2 to 3 days tops, but with that many, I'm eating them, and so they get eaten because it's not making that many. In the fridge, you could leave them in the fridge up to 3 months, and you would be fine that way. And then I just pull them out the night before, and if I just want 1 or 2, I just pull it out and set it in the fridge and let it thaw in the fridge overnight. And in the morning, sometimes they're still a little frozen, but that way if I'm taking them with me or whatever, they're still cold, so I can take them with me. So yeah, they're a great recipe. They do. Eileen says they freeze so well. They really do. They freeze just phenomenally well. And of course, these are like super low carb here, you guys. So that's a nice, fun, healthy recipe. Trisha says, love your lid on the ball jar. Yes, that's the Ergo spout. Kind of fun. Hello from Florida, Benitza. Can I stack 2 egg bite molds in the Instapot or the pressure cooker? Joe Marie is asking. You can. So if you have 2 of the egg bite silicone molds, you can stack them. Make sure you're putting the foil down and stack them, and you're just fine. Same time, it works great. Heather, you're awesome. Heather's one of my top fans, and I love it when my top fans get on and they help answer questions. Heather's commenting that you can just use egg whites too. It's a very versatile recipe. It sure is. Is the foil better to use than the silicone lid that it comes with the mold? I don't ever use the silicone lid. I have found that's better for storage. So I'll just keep my egg bites in the mold. Like I'll pull them out, let them cool, and then I'll put them back in the silicone, put the silicone lid on top, and put it in the fridge so that they're kind of wrapped up and they don't get that You know when things sit out, they get kind of a hard shell on them. I don't want that, so I just keep them in the silicone. I don't ever put the silicone lid in my pressure cooker. Layla from LA, will I post the complete recipe? Yes, Layla. The complete recipe link is actually in the description of this post as well. If you scroll up to the very top post, I posted it there as well. And it has been dropped a couple of other times. Gail dropped it once as well. So the link is there. It's for ham and cheese egg bites. Now, if you want to switch it up and you want to do mushroom and sausage and bell pepper, that's great. Just substitute the portions of those other flavors that you want into this recipe and pull out the little ham bites and the little mozzarella. It's as easy as that. So you can make any combination. I've even done little bits of broccoli with bacon and a little bit of cheddar cheese. So with the broccoli, I cut them up small. So you get the little teeny tiny florets when you just chop the little edges of them. Because again, these are small egg bites. So think you're not putting too much in there, but it's so nice to get that flavor. Judy's asking, how long do they keep in the fridge? They'll last in the fridge 2 or 3 days, I feel like. I eat them faster than that. So you're fine. Otherwise, just throw them in the freezer so that you have them. The silicone molds only hold, I think, 7. So you're good. I'm sure they would last more than 3 days. You could probably go 4, maybe even 5 days, and they'd be just fine. I just tend to like them on the fresher side. Kind of a personal preference there. Joe Marie from Southern California, hello. Let's see. So Jennifer made spinach and cheese ones this morning. Awesome. I love that. That would be awesome. Spinach and some cheese. I bet feta would be good in that too. Trisha says, Rebecca, I love your new studio and the new look. Thank you. I love it. It's so fun. It's so fun to have the studio with everything. It really makes a difference. I think it gives you guys a really good view on what I'm doing now. It's brighter. It's lighter. It just feels great for the new year. I just am loving it. Yeah, Heather, when I show the side view, you get the rest of the kitchen and whatever else is going on in the kitchen. Remember, guys, I'm human too. And we got to live and things go on. And you know what? Sometimes my dishes aren't always done. I'm human. Love it, right? Let's see. Okay, Trisha, did you find the link for the lid, for these Ergo Spout lids? I've dropped it in this thread a couple of times now. So let me know if you got that. Maya, hello from Philadelphia. I'm almost through these questions, you guys. Trisha says, thank you for the recipe, a lot cheaper than Starbucks. Oh, holy cow, yes. You can't get in and out of Starbucks for cheap at all these days. So make them yourself. You know, buy the mold so that you have it, and then make your egg bites and do them in all different flavors, and, you know, make a day of it. Make a couple of different kinds and freeze them up so that you always have that variety on hand. It works really nice. Gail says you can make them in ramekins and stack them. You absolutely can. So these little ramekins right here, I've got butter in this, so I just have to be careful. You don't want to fill it to the top. You just fill it to the top lip. There's kind of a ring inside of there. And then you can stack them. So you're still going to use the trivet, and then you can put 4 on the bottom, right? You can put foil on top, and then you can put 4 more if you want. It's a tight fit. You have to kind of adjust the angle a little bit, and they just stack right up perfect. You don't want to stack them right on top. You want to do it to the side. You guys know how to do that, I'm sure. Lynn says, I'm late, but I'm here. Lynn from Canada. Hello, Lynn. Heather says, haha, not talking about the dishes. I was talking about how the lid reminded me. Oh, gotcha. Yeah. This one? Gotta love it. All right, you guys. Now, this has got 5 minutes left of the cooking process, and then we're going to have a 5-minute natural release. We've got lots of old timers on here. You guys know what the difference is between a natural release and a quick release. But I bet we've got a few on here that maybe don't know. So I'm just going to help and remind you. A quick release is when we're going to quickly open the pressure valve and the steam is going to shoot straight up. Every recipe will have, as part of the directions, how long of a natural release or if you're to quick release. So pay attention to that in each recipe because every recipe will be different. So this recipe, we're going to have a 5-minute natural release, which means we're going to let 5 minutes go by and the timer will show us, and then we will open the pressure valve up and release the rest. Typically when you're doing meats, you do a natural release, and the reason for that is think of all the pressure that's inside with all that liquid. And if we quickly release the pressure, all of that pressure and liquid is being pulled away from our meat or our roast or our chicken, our protein that's in there. And we don't want protein that's dry. Nobody wants dry protein. So when you're cooking steak or pork chops or roast, you want to naturally release that pressure so it slowly releases and all of those yummy juices stay inside the meats. Another time that I do some natural release for a few minutes is when I do pasta. If you think about cooking pasta on the stove, you know that there's a lot of starch that comes from pasta. So as the starches bubble up, the same thing is happening in your Instapot or your pressure cooker. And if I was to open my pressure valve at the end, all of those starches, that foamy stuff, would go shooting out. I'd have it on my ceiling, on my counters, on my cabinets, and it would be a mess. But if you let the pressure inside naturally release for just a little bit, those starches will calm down. And then you can do a controlled release where you open the valve up, let a little pressure out, close it back up when it starts spitting, let it settle for a minute, open it back up, let more pressure out. And that way you don't have a mess all over your cabinets or your kitchen or anything like that. So those are the differences between your quick release, your natural release, your controlled quick release. There's lots of varieties of it. Eileen asks, can you add hash browns? Okay, Eileen, I have not tried to add hash browns. I feel like the container for the egg bite mold is so small anyway, you wouldn't get enough of the hash browns in there. I have a recipe for a tater tot breakfast casserole, which is a ham and cheese with tater tots that I make, which you could also use hash browns with, that we love. Like, it's fabulous because it has that potato texture that I like. And the reason I prefer tater tots over hash browns is I feel like tater tots hold their shape better under pressure, where hash browns typically kind of turn and disintegrate a little bit. But tater tots will hold their shape and some of their texture when you're cooking. So if you're wanting something of that nature with the potatoes and the egg and ham and cheese or whatever combination, I do have another recipe that is an Instapot recipe that I love. We make it and then I pull it out and break it up and I fill breakfast burritos with it because it has ham and cheese and egg and hash browns and everything you would want for a breakfast burrito. Kind of a fun one. Let's see. Oh. Peggy says lots of options, which I love. Okay, we've passed these ones. Emily says the recipe kind of reminds me of McDonald's bacon, egg, and cheese biscuits. Probably way better, more fun, and healthier. You know, they kind of are. But these will come out, you'll see, kind of like a tall stack thing. So they wouldn't work so well unless you kind of cut them in half and put them on a little McMuffin or something. But they're similar, probably similar in taste all the way around. Let's see here. Trisha says, thank you, Rebecca, for giving us such great information, explaining all the details. Trisha, you're so welcome. That's why I do this. My goal with going live is to teach people how to use their pressure cookers. It makes me sad when I see the comments of, I got a pressure cooker for Christmas, a year ago when I still haven't opened it out of the box. Let's break those Instapots out, pressure cookers, whatever brand, and let's use them. Let's not be afraid of them, and that's why I do it. So thank you. I appreciate that. Eileen's going to make that casserole. I love it. Take a picture, Eileen. Always take a picture, share on social media, tag me at Devour Dinner on all the social platforms so that I can see it, because I would love that. Hey, Kate is here. Kate, you're helping me. All right, Kate is the owner of Ergo Spout, which is right here. And Kate just put, they are on Amazon, and if you spend $39 or more on the website, there's free shipping. So the link that I dropped is my affiliate link, and there is a discount code if you use Devour Dinner, capital letters, one word, or you can go through Amazon, as Kate is suggesting. But they're fabulous, you guys. They come in multiple colors. These are the two that I have, the red and the white. They do come apart to wash. They are dishwasher safe. They have that seal in the inside so that nothing leaks. They're fun. And you can, like, today I've used it with the egg bites. You can do syrup in here. You can do salad dressings in here. You can do gravy in here. At Christmas time and at Thanksgiving time, this was like such a cute idea. Do you guys have those mug warmers, like that you keep your coffee warm or your hot cocoa warm, and it's just an individual little for your coffee mug? Well, you can set the mason jar right on that with gravy for the holidays if you're doing a buffet style, and your gravy will stay nice and warm inside for people just to pour gravy on their mashed potatoes or their turkey or whatever. But anything you pour works. It's so fun. If you have one of the bigger jars, like the half-gallon size jars that are super hard to come by, you could make lemonades or iced tea and put the spout on it, keep it in your fridge, and just pour it out. So fun. They're really versatile, and they're well made. They feel really good in your hand as well. They have this inner gray side is made, Kate, you're going to have to help me. It's like a silicone-y texture. So the outside is this plastic, but this has a nice grip and feel, so it's not going to slip out of your hands. It's kind of fun. Uh-oh, my questions are getting ahead of me, guys. Where did we go? They're all out of order. Okay, the Ergo Spout also comes in a vintage blue or a teal, a foliage green. Kind of fun. Okay, you guys heard this beep a minute ago. That was the end of the 10-minute cooking cycle. So after the timer counts down in time when it's cooking, it will beep. It reads 0 across the panel, and then it starts counting up in time when it's in its natural release stage. And the pressure cook turns from pressure cook to keep warm, so that there's still warmth going on, but there's no more added heat to the inside of the pot. And we are doing a natural release for 5 minutes. We've already gotten up to 4 minutes. So we are almost ready to open this up. I'm going to move some of this stuff out of the way. I want you guys to see these so they're not hidden. And we're going to pull this out. Heather says, I love the teal. The teal is a super pretty color. It is super pretty. Lewis, hello from San Diego. We've had so many new people on today. You guys, I love it. I love when you share my Facebook page with your friends and family. You share my content. It is so helpful. It means the world to me. By sharing, it's a simple thing that you guys can do that helps me. This is how I make a living. This is how bloggers make a living, is through our content. And by sharing and broadening that reach, it drives traffic to our site. And so it's so wonderful to do. Whenever you drop a picture that you take of either my recipe or somebody else's recipe, make sure to grab the link from their website. Never copy the recipe, like do a screenshot, but grab the link and put with your photo and say, hey, I made this recipe. It was so good. If you did that inside of the groups like Instapot, the 101 family, it's wonderful. Or any of the other Facebook groups. It is so helpful to bloggers. Our traffic sees an instant spike in traffic, and it's wonderful. It's just fabulous. Okay, these are now ready to go. We can open the valve. There's a number of ways to open the valve. You can use your hand and your finger and pull it. If you're afraid, don't panic. There's ways. You can use a spoon. If you have the rice paddle that it came with, and the end of the rice paddle is a little hole, you can use that to grab it and open it as well. But don't be afraid. You just want to be away from the steam when you open it up. In this case, there's not a lot of steam left. And so it will quickly drop that pin. And we're going to open up the lid. Get this lid out of the way. Okay, fun fact. Did you guys know that the little square at the end of your lid, this little square part, fits really nicely into the handles of your pressure cooker? Fun fact. Then all the liquid from the inside of your lid drips down into your liquid in the back. So we're just going to move this out of the way. We're going to open this up. You guys ready? These are super fun. They puff up. They're super cute. Let's go side. See how cute they puff up? They're like super fun. All right. Here's the tricky part, you guys. To get the egg bites out, you can let them sit in the mold for a few minutes and kind of cool down. It does make a difference for sure. I like to run a spatula, a rubber spatula, around the inside to loosen it up before I plop and flip them out on a plate. Fortunately, the silicone is hot, but it's not so hot that it will burn you. That's what I find. It is like warm to the touch. And then let's grab a plate. Yeah, that'll fit. Okay. So I am just going to run this around to make sure this will just lift right out. You can see how nicely they're just twisting right up, which is always a good sign. Now they do deflate a little bit. So when you first bring them out, they're like super light and they do kind of deflate or drop a little bit. And then I'm just going to flip them out into a plate. I think I've got one stuck. There they go. Hey, that's pretty clean, you guys. Let's give you some contrast so you guys can see what that looks like. All right, there's our top down. See how pretty those are? They just come right out. So if I was going to store these, you guys, I would let them cool for a little bit. I would actually take the time and probably clean this because that's how I am. And then I would put them back into this mold after the silicone has cooled down and put that silicone lid on top to store in the fridge to heat for another time. But I'm going to cut right into one of these because we can. Kind of show you guys that. Do you guys want to see top down when I cut? I want to show you guys the insides. Actually, let's go side view. There we go. You see that? There it is. They're just light and fluffy. You got the ham and the cheese going on in there. They're just awesome. These are still a little bit too hot to pop in my mouth. I feel like they're going to burn my mouth, so we won't do that. But that's as simple as these are. Ham and egg cheese bites. Remember, you guys can put any combination of anything that you want in the egg bites. They're super versatile all the way around. And let me check on some questions. Oh, Peggy says, I love the silicone mitts. Yes, I love these. These make it so easy to pull the trivet in and out. They're not so big and bulky, but I've got my thumb to grab. They have a little bit of texture on the inside. They're super fun. And then they stack inside of each other as well. So they store away super handy, which I do love. Juanita says, hey, Juanita, I haven't seen you on earlier. Juanita says, it looks so yummy. Thank you for sharing. Love your awesome videos and your new studio. You guys are so kind. I love it. You guys, thank you, Juanita. Gail. All right, Gail. You're letting out a secret here. So Gail says, I fill these with pancake mix. Dropped syrup on the top when I flip them out and the syrup on the top. Okay, you can. You really can just do pancake poppers this way. Kids love them. Like, kids love pancakes anyway, right? But for some reason, kids love foods that are like, I don't know, handheld or their size or different or whatever. And so you can fill these with pancake mix as well. You're going to want to butter them, put your pancake mix inside, and cook them up same way. And then you can pour syrup over the top, and it's delicious. Like, it's so good. You could even drop a little swirl of syrup in each one and just do a little swirl so it kind of mixes in the batter, you know, kind of little fun. But that's a great tip. Liz says, wow, those look so good. Peggy says, wow. Sherry is asking, how do you reheat these egg bites? Sherry, that's a great question. Let me get to that. Okay, so to reheat these, if you've frozen them, I like to put them in the fridge overnight. So I pull them out the night before, throw them in the fridge, and let them kind of thaw in the fridge. In the morning, sometimes they're still a little frozen, which is good, because then if I take them and travel with them or to work or whatever, they're still frozen so that they're cold, because you want to keep them cold. Then all I do is I pop them in the microwave. They really don't take long. My microwave is super powerful, and so I do little 10-second bursts with them to heat them up, and it doesn't take much at all to do that. They hold together super well, so like you guys saw, I just cut. This one I actually cut it in half as well, but I can pick this up. This holds together. So it's not like, it's not going to fall apart, it's not going to drip. I could pop it in my mouth. I can pull it apart. You can see the cheese pull there. It's great. Finn's in the shop. You guys can't see Finn anymore. You guys remember when you could see Finn? Finn just came over. He's looking for food. He wants some of the drippings. All right, very cool, you guys. So that's the end. I'm so glad you guys joined me here today. I will be back again next Sunday. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Also, if you want to follow me, so many are asking the question, how do I get to be a part of your lives? All you need to do is you can follow the link that Gail drops into the Instapot 101 family group, and that brings you over. Like my page, follow my page so that you'll see those notifications as I go live with recipes. It's so fun. I love what I do, and I'm so grateful for each of you. If you are interested in the Ergo Spout, the link is in the comments. Again, you can get 10% off, I believe is what it is, with that code Devour Dinner, all caps. All right, you guys, that's the end. Happy Sunday. Thank you for spending time with me today. I know you've got a lot on your plate, and you choose this time with me, and it just really makes me happy. I can't even tell you. So thank you. Until next week, you guys, be kind to yourself, be kind to others, put a smile on someone else's face this week. It really does go a long way. Be safe, and I will see you guys here next week back in the Devour Dinner studio. But until then, you guys, I'm Rebecca from DevourDinner.com. Thanks for joining me. Bye now.